Okay, guys, we're here with the under-20s preparing for their big match against Wales. If you don't know, if you haven't been following the under-20s, they are unbeaten, and very simply, if they win the Six Nations and the Grand Slam. There's France hovering 3 points behind, so anything could happen if things don't go well. But, not putting the pressure on you guys, you obviously know the situation. We've got Angus Hall here, Jack Bracken and Ben Cohen. First of all, thank you very much for joining us. How are you all doing?
Yeah, all good. Thank you. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
No, thanks for coming on. Absolutely. And obviously, you don't need me to tell you the state of the week and everything that's on the line. But does it feel like a normal week to you guys, or is there an extra focus, tension? What's it like?
Yeah, there's obviously, I think there is a bit of an extra focus amongst the group. Obviously, you know what's on the line, so there is a bit of an extra buzz around the place, but not much has really changed in terms of preparation and stuff like that. We're trying to keep it pretty similar to other weeks, which has worked. So yeah, there is a bit of a different feel, but not too much has changed, I'll say. Yeah, like what Cohen said, it's pretty similar week. But we had Brunel University in this week actually for training, so that was a good experience. Just aside that we didn't know what was coming in a training session, so it was good to switch up a bit. But yeah, obviously excited for the prospect on Friday winning the Grand Slam. But yeah, not much changes.
Okay, so any messages, anything from the coaches, or is it literally business as normal?
I think a lot of messages to the boys are coaches saying enjoy as much as you can.
Yeah.
Like you get very minimal opportunities to not only win a Six Nations but win a Grand Slam in your life, so maybe 3 maximum. So just smile on faces and enjoy as much as possible has been one of the key messages.
Yeah, no, that's a great message, definitely. I mean, you've all selected for the final game, so congratulations. When I asked for you 3, I was expecting you to be selected, so it's great you are, otherwise it'd have been awkward maybe. So congratulations. I think you've played most of the games. Jack, have you played all the games? Is that it?
Yeah, I think Angus and I both played all the games. Obviously, Cohen had his.
Both started.
Yeah.
And I think, Ben, you were off with Exeter or something like that last week. Was that?
Off Exeter last week. Well, for a couple of weeks, but one of them was a rest week, so only missed one game.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have, you've experienced this whole campaign basically. Could I just ask, one at a time, what your big memories are, like a turning point, a big moment, something maybe you were involved in? Angus, if we go kind of from my left to right.
I'd say ultimately the France game was the big moment for me, because I think we went into the Six Nations knowing that Ireland and France were probably going to be our 2 toughest games. So I guess completed the first 2, knowing the what's at hand in the next 3 is massive. So that was probably a big one for me. Yeah, I'd say the same, to be honest. France was probably the biggest game, and I think we really delivered. I'd also say the Scotland game was a great day for us, because we got, as backs, we got to show what we were about and what we could do. For me, it'd probably be the Ireland game, because going away there was pretty tough, and I don't think a 20 size would want to win in Ireland in 8 games or something is what Tofty said after the game. And we went down to a red, went down to 14 for a red card and then 13 for a yellow card. So to battle through and get the win there was probably a big highlight so far, and hopefully Friday will be another one.
Yeah, the big battle in Ireland. I was there for the France game, and that was a massive game as well, and big atmosphere. So I'm sure there'll be another one. I think what the viewers would quite like as well is to get to know you a bit, because you're new guys, you're rising stars as such. Your names are starting to get known. So what I thought would be quite fun is see how much you guys know each other as well, and talk. Yeah. You guys have been around each other for a while now, and maybe even test to see how much you know each other. Maybe learn something. Who knows? But so if we go Angus and Jack, if we ask some questions about Ben, what would you guys say is Ben's best attribute? What does he bring to the team?
Yeah, he brings a really positive energy to the group, from particularly awful chats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's harsh. I think, obviously with the dead chat, I'd agree with that. But then also, he's a good leader on and off the pitch, like in huddles and in meetings. I think he leads quite well.
Is there anything technically he does in the game that is particularly useful to the team?
I think obviously his kicking stands out. Not much of a running. Whoa,
I've seen a few runs. Come on.
Yeah, first one in 3 years. Yeah, definitely his kicking.
Okay, fantastic. And how much do you guys actually know about Ben then? Let's go for how many points has he scored then? How many points so far in the Six Nations?
I say probably
should know this.
30 scores.
40.
Oh, no, okay, I'll go good.
I reckon like
So Angus, what do you reckon?
I'm gonna say 28.
And Jack, what do you reckon?
I'll go 30.
Do you know, Ben?
Yeah, it's 30, isn't it?
30, yeah, it's 30, yeah.
it's 30.
Well done. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And last question then about Ben.
Yeah.
Where does he go to uni and what does he study?
Well, yeah, he makes that pretty known. He goes next.
What does he study?
I want to say management. Nah, finance.
Along the right lines. Come on, think of a smart degree.
Business.
Is it like I'm thinking like sports business?
Nah.
No, it's business finance sort
Yeah,
of.
it's business economics.
Oh, literally.
There we go. Well, you've learned something there. That's nice,
Yeah,
isn't
exactly.
it? There we go. Exactly. Okay. Well, same then about Jack then. So we'll ask Ben and Angus about Jack. What does he bring to the team? What have you noticed maybe playing with him?
Pretty quick. That's probably pretty well known. Bit of X factor, I'd say. So yeah, that's what he brings. Yeah,
I'd say he's like one of the players on the team, especially in our backline, which like you give the ball to and you can create something out of nothing. So I guess it's pretty useful to have him on the team.
Yeah.
That's the people that win you games.
Yeah, very useful, I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see how much you guys know about Jack then. So you said he's an X Factor player. So what two categories in the Six Nations would you say he is leading in the official statistics?
Meters made.
Meters made?
and line breaks.
Fantastic. Absolutely. Meters gained. Yeah, impressive. 300.5. Very important. And Jack, do you actually know how many line breaks you've made?
I saw it was like 7 before Italy, so I'll go 8 maybe.
Well, 10. Apparently you did more against Italy. Okay, and finally, about Jack, what does Jack study at university? Where does he go and what does he study?
He's at
Loughborough,
pains me to say. And he studies
economics
and management.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Impressive. Yeah, very good. Okay, finally then, Angus, go on then, boys. What does Angus bring to this team?
You go first.
Well, I'd say Mr. Reliable. I think just very consistent in all his performances, and he's just an all-round very good player. I'd say doesn't make many mistakes when he's on the ball. Like I say, creates stuff out of nothing as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably agree. Bit of an all-rounder, good in defence, big leader in D, and then when he gets down to the ball, pretty dangerous, especially on an outside arc. So yeah.
Okay. So he's a dangerous player. So how many tries has he scored in the Six Nations?
Music 2.
There's
2.
I reckon 3.
How many have you scored, Angus?
just 2.
Yeah.
Two's good. There you go. And finally, what school did Angus go to and was the captain of?
Judd. Know that one.
Judd.
Very good. There we go. See,
He's not a uni, so.
it's all right. Don't have to be.
Yeah, but.
Yeah. You guys know each other pretty well. That's impressive. And hopefully the viewers have learned something as well. That's great. Just a couple of individual questions to finish on. Jack, it looks like you can play all across the back line, or to me, just observing. Are there positions that do you play all the positions? How many have you played?
Well, in recent years, only back 3 really. Focusing on 15 in the past few years, and then obviously coming to the England setup, being out on the wing mostly. Growing up though, obviously with an influence from my dad, I was a 9 up until probably about 13, and then slowly transitioned out to the wing. But no, I wouldn't say no to playing centre in the future.
No, he's got a better passing touch, so that's all right.
We've actually
noticed,
centres go.
Well, that's what I was saying, Jack. Your skills look, really good. Is that from your days playing? No problem. Your days playing 9, I guess.
Yeah, and just in the back garden with the brothers and the dad. I think that's where I've developed my skills mostly. Yeah. Yeah,
great advice for everyone, I guess. And if you were to choose a position, obviously you're happy to play wherever the coaches put you, of course. But if you were to choose a position, where would be your favourite?
I'd say 15, long term 15. Yeah.
Okay, really interesting. Ben, so big kind of year for you, I guess, or last 6-12 months, signed your pro contract. You had your full extra debut the other day against the Premiership Cup. How was that actually? Nerves before that?
I was pretty nervous. Obviously, I haven't played like a proper men's game of rugby since playing National 2 at uni, so it was going to be quite a step up, but it was pretty cool to play for a club I've just like supported my whole life and grown up down there near Exeter. So yeah, it was awesome.
That's fantastic. And something that everyone's been noticing is your kicking, especially goal kicking, looks really focused, really consistent. Do you have any tips for the guys watching, either the psychological tips for these big moments? How do you stay, in that zone?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just focusing in on my process. I know it sounds cliche, but just making sure you've got a good, strong process in place, and then really focusing on that, so that when the pressure comes on, you can take everything away from the situation and just dial it down to a few key points. So find a few key parts of your process and then just focus on those when it comes to the pressure moments.
Yeah, that sounds really good advice. And then finally, Angus, you scored a couple of tries. You look very dangerous. Do you have any particular favourite lines you hit? Do you have any particular techniques to get on the ball and make breaks?
So at the moment, a lot of my role is running hard lines all day. So wingers like Jack can score in the corner. But
do the hard work for Jack, yeah.
Yeah. But no, I think as a team, as a leader, like getting my hands on the ball as much as possible, influencing the game in a positive way as much as I can is massive for me.
Yeah, brilliant. And finally, just to everyone, well, thank you also for the interview. Really interesting stuff. What message do you get as a backline? What's your kind of coaching strategy, philosophy? What do you guys get told to go out and do as a backline?
Well, as a backline, we just try and get our hands on the ball as much as possible. We have a bit of a saying of AC power, which is just ambitious and clinical, and then just power, because we back ourselves in one-on-one situations. So as a backline, we try and get our hands on the ball as much as possible. We try and carry as much as possible. Give our wingers and centres like Bracks and Gus like one-on-ones. So that's probably our main focus.
Yeah, and we also talk about taking the load off the forwards a little bit. So we aim for 50% plus carries in a game. We've been hitting that recently. So yeah,
okay,
Friday as well. Yeah.
Okay, well, the last thing is just best of luck, guys. I'm sure everyone watching wishes you the best of luck, and there'll be a big crowd there. Loads of people watching on TV. The under-20s, you may or may not be aware, has become a really big thing. People are really into it. So, loads of people behind you. So, yeah, thank you very much and good luck.
All right, thank you. Cheers.